Hello. Thank you for watching Crime and Crochet with Stacey and Amanda. I'm Amanda.
And I'm Stacey.
And we're going to bring you some very interesting facts today. But first, we're going to show you what we're going to be working on with our crochet. Stacey?
I am just starting a tablecloth for my dining room table. And it's from this old Magic Crochet magazine. Pretty old. You can tell by the avocado green on there, which has gone out and come in and gone out again. I would say this is from like 1980 or something. But it's a pretty little pattern of some little rosettes, squares, and I want to make it big enough to put on the dining room table.
Nice.
Out of thread crochet.
Awesome. And I'm going to be making Hawaiian flowers. This is a pattern that I got off of WordPress. It's fairly easy. You can use as many colors as you want. I am using my favorite yarn.
Simply Soft.
I've got several different colors that I'm going to be using. I think I'm going to start out with this very beautiful iris color.
I love it. I love both of those colors. They're very lovely.
Very lovely.
Well, here we are talking about crime again and crocheting like we love to do. And today we're going to talk a little bit about Scott Peterson.
Scott Peterson. All right, let's start at the beginning.
Oh, girl, yes. Let's start at the beginning. You tell us about
Scott Peterson was born in October 24th, 1972.
Oh my God, he was born on my mom's birthday. Well, like she was born in 1929, but still.
He's a baby.
Uh-huh.
He grew up he was the only child of his mom and dad, but they had other children. Like he was their only child together.
Okay.
And in 1990, he graduated high school and went to Arizona State University. He was kicked off of the golf team.
Kicked off the golf team?
Yes, because his friend Mike, somebody was jealous. That's what the article said.
Mike was jealous?
Mike was jealous because Scott was a better golfer. So he went to...
There's something else to that.
Exactly. He went to a couple other colleges and he finally ended up at California Polytechnic University.
Uh-huh.
And he had a job in a restaurant.
Yeah.
And that's where he met his wife, Lacey. In mid-1994, she would come and visit a coworker of his, and that's how they met. In 1997, she had graduated, so they got married. He was still finishing his senior year the next year. But in between 1997 when they got married,
yeah,
and 1998 when he graduated, he had already cheated on her twice.
Girl.
Right. 2002, she found out she was pregnant, and she was very happy about that. I don't know why, because he done cheated twice.
She don't know.
Sometimes I think they were having problems.
Okay. Sometimes women think that a baby, and we see this all too often, because we work on an OB floor. Sometimes women think a baby will tie that man to you.
Absolutely. And it does not.
And they think that it'll make a bad marriage better.
And it does not.
And it usually just makes it worse.
Makes it worse. Absolutely. I think he was freaking out. He had opened a business and it
wasn't doing well.
Didn't do well. And he was just freaking out. Financial difficulties, a new baby coming, cheating. So in December of 2002, December 24th, Lacey Peterson was reported missing from the Peterson's home in Modesto, California. Kind of suspicious.
Yep, real sus. Her stepfather reported her missing. I believe I saw that.
Yes.
And soon came under suspicion from her stand. And in January, Amber Fry, a Fresno massage therapist, came forward to police and said she'd been having an affair with him. She came forward on the 24th in a press conference, a police news conference. But she had told the police before that she realized that he was married and his wife was missing, and this was pretty freaky. She'd been introduced to him by a friend.
He had told her that he was a widower.
Oh, that's right. Told her he was a widower, and he lost his wife, and this was the first holiday without her. And none of that was a lie yet. I mean, well, it was a lie at that point because Lacey wasn't missing yet.
Right, she wasn't dead at that point.
He told her on December the 9th that he had lost his wife.
He started planning.
He did. You know, women are not dumb. We can do math. We can figure out, oh, she would miss until Christmas. But you told me back on December the 9th,
beginning of December, right?
That you had lost her,
right?
That you're a widower. No, dude, no.
Of course, they were searching, and he seemed very calm and collected, and
wasn't looking for her.
Whatever.
Not so upset.
Where her family was like freaking out because she was missing. I mean, she was pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
So, April the 18th in 2003, California Attorney General confirms a body was found on April 13th on the shore of San Francisco Bay. They confirmed that it was Connor, which was the baby.
Oh.
And another body was found on April 14th, which was Lacey.
It seems like, like we were talking about Jeffrey McDonald last time, it seems like when women are pregnant,
men's hormones get out of whack. What?
I know, it's really scary. It's really scary.
Sense.
It really is. But anyway, well, I think they get scared. They're stressed. They're thinking about the financial obligation, the obligation of being a father. Jeffrey McDonald already had two, but sometimes it seems like also with Chris Watts, it's that third one. And I know myself, I've had 2 children. You've had 3.
I've had 3.
That third one will push you right over, won't it?
No, my third one was the best one I had. No, sorry. No, they were all wonderful children.
No, but seems like financially, if you're kind of just chugging there,
mm-hmm.
and talking about a 2-parent household, it seems like you got it to get. You can just hold it when you got that second one, but you throw that third one on top. I told somebody, I said, it's like when you got just 2, you're going to the Goodwill and you're picking out the good sweatsuits that don't have no fuzz balls on them. But when you get that third one, you're taking the fuzz balls.
Right, taking whatever you can get. But this was his first.
I think that's a thing too, though. I think he was going to be a father. There was a responsibility there. He's having trouble in his business. There's that financial addition of a child too. And also, I think he wanted to be free.
Yeah, well, he didn't get his wish on that one.
Oh, nope.
Because also on April the 18th of 2003, Scott Peterson is arrested in San Diego, pending capital murder and double homicide charges. And he is held without bail.
He dyed his hair blonde and tried to run to Mexico.
Didn't work.
I know. And normally that would be a pretty good plan. But you got to do it quick.
Criminals are not. They're not right. They don't.
He wasn't thinking it through. No.
I believe there are criminals out there that are so smart that they never get caught and we never know about them.
The smarter ones make it look like
the ones
somebody
that
died.
get caught are so stupid. They're stupid. But nothing they do makes sense.
No.
Nothing.
Well, he waited until her body and the baby's body showed up before he took off.
But yeah, I mean, it was too late at that point.
If he'd have took off before that, he'd have been in Mexico and they couldn't have done nothing.
So on April 21st, he pleads not guilty. He hires a lawyer, Mark Garagos.
And a gag order is placed on June the 12th on the participant saying that restrictions are necessary to preserve his right to a fair trial amid massive publicity. I'm not sure when this happened, but
A gag order. Like,
don't be going out talking about it. Don't talk to the press.
Like, I can understand, like, sequestering the jury. Because that's your fair trial right there. That's your jury.
They didn't have a jury yet.
But, well, that's true.
And they had to come from a jury pool. They didn't need a whole bunch of stuff out there.
But it's already out there.
It is. It's already out there. It was already out there.
Right. And he was already convicted.
Pretty much in the court of public opinion. And, you know, you can talk about that not being fair, but I have to say, you know, there's been some talk about, like, people that were robbing a house across the street, where they saw a pregnant woman out walking a dog, you know, thinking about if these people did it or if she was taken and human trafficked, all kind of stuff. And, you know,
none of it makes sense.
Not to me.
The only thing that makes sense is
he got angry and killed her.
Right. Took her out on his boat.
Yep. And there are some people saying, oh, that would be hard to do in that little boat, blah, blah, blah. You can make anything look like anything to me.
Oh, but here's the thing. When they took the boat out, they did it themselves. It wasn't
somebody impartial doing it.
Right.
That's
So
true.
that don't count.
That
don't count.
Yeah, if you got somebody impartial doing it.
They should have.
Well, it didn't work with the jury.
Right.
But I do feel like that a lot of people that want to say he's innocent, they use that too.
So cameras were not allowed in the courtroom. September 26th of 2003, Lacey's family files a civil suit against Peterson to prevent him from selling his story. Like, that can make him a lot of money.
Yeah.
So, December 19th of 2003, Lacey's mother, Sharon Rocha, sues Peterson for over $5 million for the deaths of her daughter and unborn grandson. As the executor of Lacey's estate, Rocha files 2 separate lawsuits, a wrongful death action and a survival action. Good for her.
Good for her, yes.
Good for her. So, there's so much publicity with everything.
Yes. Well, well, number one, when somebody's missing, and this is one thing that he kind of got wrong too, is when somebody's missing, there's a lot of attention on that.
Right.
And her family's going to bring a lot of attention on that because they want her back. And there's the chance that somebody has kidnapped her and she's out there and that she's could be found and brought home safe, and that's all they're wanting.
Stupid.
Yeah. So if you're gonna kill someone, just making them missing is not the way to go.
Right.
You need to.
So they take and they move the trial to San Mateo County in California because they don't think that he can get a fair trial in Modesto. And the judge there also bars cameras from the courtroom. So they get the jury. They seat them, 6 men, 6 women, 6 alternates. And on June 1st, 2004, the trial begins.
Yes. And it is big too.
Even though cameras aren't allowed in the courtroom, I'm sure there's a million cameras outside the courtroom. I wasn't there, so I don't know, but I'm sure there was. The judge tells the juror that they must take very good care, this is on June 21st, of their actions, because one of the jurors talked to Lacey's brother.
I think they had a lot of time with those jurors the
and it
whole
might
time.
have been just like, hey, how you doing? You know, he might not even know that it was Lacey's brother.
Is that a courthouse security checkpoint on 18?
Right.
Yeah.
So it might have just been like an innocent interaction.
Exchange. Yeah.
Right. So, but they dismissed him because
Yes.
they didn't want anything interfering with this verdict.
Yeah.
So now we come to Amber Fry.
Amber Fry testifies on August the 10th of 2004 that Scott told her he was a widower, lied about where he lived, where he traveled, and the jurors get to hear recordings of their conversations made by police after she discovered the truth. And I feel for this little girl, Amber Fry, because I feel like she was just snookered along, told he wasn't married. He told her he was a widower, and she believed him. He was very charming, and I'm sure he could be. And he was really nice looking, and started dating her. And one of her friends finds out that he's married to Lacey and that Lacey's missing. And she right away calls the police.
Right. I mean, how crazy is that? Like,
and says, look, this guy has told me he's not married, he's been dating me. Here's the deal. So then they have her wear wires and they record conversations, and one of them is on New Year's Eve, is during a candlelight vigil for Lacey. He goes off to the side and calls her and tells her he's in Paris on a business trip.
right. I mean,
And this is the crowds that are at the Eiffel Tower on New Year's Eve.
like, stupid.
Ugh.
Stupid. He's stupid.
I mean, he's in the news because his wife is missing. The news media is at the candlelight vigil.
Right.
January the 6th, they play a recording of her. She's kind of busting his chops because she mentions that he had told her on December the 9th that he had lost his wife and this was the first holiday season without her. And she's like, I really deserve an explanation for that. He's like, yeah, I know you do. Do you have one? No, he didn't.
No. I mean, why would he?
And that's recorded.
He's not going to tell the truth.
No, the other thing's recorded is him calling Lacey on Christmas morning, telling her, hey, beautiful, I'm not going to be able to do this, blah, blah, da, da, da. He told her what time it was. I'm calling you to let you know this. It's what time it is now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was just, yeah, it was like an obvious attempt at an alibi that was like a really bad one.
Really bad one.
Incredibly bad one. I wonder if he killed her, didn't mean to, that it was some domestic violence. Got out of hand, and then he was left to mop that up.
I mean,
But then
I
again,
think that might be possible.
but then again, it looks like he was planning it because he told Amber on
Right.
December the 9th he had lost his wife.
He was so planning it.
Yeah, he just didn't do a very good job.
Right.
So the jury begins deliberating on the 3rd of November 2004.
Right.
And it takes them to the 12th to find him guilty.
He was found guilty of first-degree murder for Lacey's death and second-degree murder for Connor's death.
Yes.
And on the 13th, they recommend that he is sentenced to the death penalty.
Yes. And on March the 16th,
From December the 13th to March the 16th of 2005, his how long it takes to sentence him by the judge.
Maybe because don't the lawyers have to like go in and come up with some mitigating circumstances, and the other lawyers come up with, oh no, let's do some other circumstances. That's why he needs that.
Wow.
Oh, I didn't know this. The judge ruled proceeds from a $250,000 life insurance policy that he'd taken out on Lacey will go to her mother.
Yes.
There's another big motive since his business was failing. Have
Right.
more
He
money
needed that money.
and no child to suck it up.
Mm-hmm.
And in April of 2009, her parents dropped the wrongful death lawsuit against him.
Yeah, because I mean,
He ain't got no
he's
money.
sentenced to death.
He's
He
sentenced
has no
to
money.
death.
And, you know,
He's
he's got
not
the
gonna
life
make it.
insurance policy.
No.
Not that that's what they wanted.
They just wanted him not to be able to
Right.
profit.
Absolutely.
Then he goes to death row.
He's sitting on death row from 2005 to 2019. And the governor, Gavin Newsom, signs an executive order issuing a moratorium on executions of death row inmates in California prisons, including Scott Peterson. So that means nobody's going to be put to death.
You know, I really think I'm not crazy about the death penalty anyway, and I feel like we end up spending so much money on appeals and everything, and it takes so long to carry out for most of the country.
Yeah.
And if for some reason, you know, DNA or something comes along and proves you're innocent, then you can be released. And if you put them away life without parole, it's actually cheaper just to keep them and feed them.
But I mean, they sit on death row for so long.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, if I kill somebody, I would be like, I'm gonna plead guilty, but I'm gonna need you to
Move up my
like,
education.
kill me next week. I don't make me sit in prison.
And in August of 2020, his death sentence is overturned, and
By the Supreme Court of California.
and a lower court is to determine his penalty.
In 2020, the Supreme Court of California orders the San Mateo County Superior Court to re-examine his conviction because a juror did not disclose involvement in other legal proceedings, including but not limited to being the victim of a crime. The latest ruling is ongoing appeals.
Mm.
But in December 8th of 2021, Peterson is resentenced to life without the possibility of parole. They're still looking at the appeal, but they had to do something with the conviction while they looked at the appeal. So they had to either let him go or give him life or some kind of sentence. What do we think about Scott?
Have you heard the voicemail? Hey, beautiful. That right there, that just like
Give me cold chills.
I'm like, oh, he's killed her. As soon as I heard it, hey, beautiful, it's this time. I'm doing this.
Well, here's the thing. If they had other voicemails that sounded the same, it wouldn't be so bad. Like, if I was a defense attorney, I would be like, this is the way he always talks to her. And I have proof.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not a defense attorney, so.
And until an Amber Fry on December the 9th, his wife had died and he was a widower.
Right. Well, I mean, I think that, to me, that's like a common, I think that would be a common cheater's
lie.
Either they're separated, or if they want more sympathy,
They're a widower.
they're a widower.
I could see that.
I don't think that really means anything. Although I do believe
That
he
gives
was
me cold
planning
chills
it.
there.
I do believe he was planning it.
Well, he took out a
don't-
$250,000 life
Yeah,
insurance
but when did he
policy.
take it out? Did he take it out when they got married? Did he take it? You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that's a big.
She's a young person. She was a young person. And $250,000 is a lot of money.
Right, but if you're looking at a young person who is more likely to be killed in a car wreck or violent crime, then and they work and they help you pay bills, and you're gonna need that money. You're gonna need $250,000 over their lifetime that you would have had their income. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's not even gonna meet up to what she would have made over a lifetime. So, I think Scott Peterson is not a good person. I'm trying to be nice. What I want to say is not nice, so.
I definitely think he did it. I do. I think he did it. I can't say for sure he did it, but
Right, like I wasn't there. I can't say 100% sure that he did or didn't. But in my personal opinion, just from what I've read and researched, I think he did it. Like, there's really no doubt in my mind that he did.
he did it.
Because it was just too much. Like, nobody else, there was nobody else. You know, she was well liked, she was a good person. Her only mistake was marrying Scott Peterson and getting pregnant.
Well, as we all know, don't marry a man named Peterson.
Absolutely. Do not marry a man named Peterson.